The mind is not a vessel to be filled, but a fire to be kindled. The degree of sanity and rationality of a person has only one sole calibration, and that is the accomplishment of his or her mind. Knowing many things alone is not important, doing anything self is less important. Utilizing intellect and wisdom systematically and elegantly is the most significant factor that distinguishes a person's level of excellence. I run out of words while try to comprehend the Almighty for His bestowal of unique individual mind to each and every human being. What a blessed position of mankind that outright makes it supreme and most excellent of all the living organisms. Mind is man's wings, providing prized liberty to enable it fly as high as long it wishes. Let us just think, we pass the words around, we ponder how the case is put by different people, we read the poetry, we love, we hate, we laugh, we cry, we meditate over the literature, we play the music, we change our thoughts, we reach an understanding, we disagree on principles, and so on and so forth. In nutshell, the society and rather the whole universal civilization evolves on the command and behest of this treasure called mind. But it is a beyond the obvious fact that mind's real worth lies in its appropriate, judicious, and decorous application. Even if we fantasize in terms of a believer of God, we find that mankind's birth and demise is controlled by the Almighty. But its movement of conscience is a born slave of its mind only. That deciphers and explains the mystery as to why all human beings are not characteristically akin and alike. Some learned soul has very rightly observed that our mind is like a garden which can either be intelligently cultivated or be allowed to run wild. Under the light of this philosophical exploration, it becomes the discreet duty of every man to employ and exercise his mind always logically with the sacred motive of humanizing and making it more pleasant and suitable for his fellow existers. In actual worldly practice, we hardly follow this doctrine. Man has made his mind a dumping ground, pouring it with every damn thing that come across, and that way treating it like a vessel of commune. In this era of materialism, man has engaged itself in the rat race of acquiring more and more knowledge, and the so called knowledge, most of which remains dormant throughout its lifespan. This is real backsliding by all means. In authentic principle, the powers of mind are meant to be practical and effectively like the rays of sun, undissipated and bustling about and illuminating. It is very much meant to kindle the cloudly souls with the sole object to elate the humane in human beings. Since knowledge is not an easy domain which a prejudiced or biased mind cannot comprehend, a man might be knowing a full library of information. He cannot be a man of knowledge if he could not develop his faculty that puts him nearer to the problems of humankind as whole. Because the range of one's information cannot be the sum total of what is known. The real knowledge lies in the true application of a principle in the proper context of a real time action. Kindling the flame of wisdom is highest ladder of learning which is scaled after long practice of positive reasoning coupled with a sense of justice and love for human race. It adds value to the valuables, might to the mighty, and height to the high. Innocence can be wise, for it is not politicized with hodgepodge of indiscriminate information. As heaps of information filled in mind cannot be knowledge, the real wisdom appears only after it gets burned in the flame of million of knowledge quadrants, whereby it washes away filthy and useless information from its domain. The woods of knowledge has always been appreciated but by few because the very approach changes once a human enters the ocean of kindled fire. Knowledge is applauded till it does not touch the weak points of every human. It can enlighten those who seek to purgate their ills with true intention. Knowledge poured in minds cannot be pretended, neither cannot wisdom for knowledge. One precedes another. A towering fortitude is the prerequisite to fill the mind with knowledge and to attain the highest form of wisdom to ignite fire to kindle. Many phases of tough times coupled with fight with self is needed. A wise man is always brave and courageous. He can face the hardest of verdict with a smile, and such hearts are free of anger, envy, fear, and filthy practices. Such hearts can be created only by kindling fire of knowledge. Unlikewise, all the information dumped in mind are not necessarily always healthy and useful, and that is why every information is no knowledge for it. If information keeps human abreast of latest events, it generates bare desires as well. Whereas wisdom kindled by mental fire is an accumulated philosophic or scientific learning or the ability to discern inner qualities. Any right combination of the two words is the sum total of all learning. Both are reciprocal and interdependent, for the knowledge for knowledge's sake is like body without soul and vice versa. The ultimate realization of truth or fact through reasoning is knowledge to be spread. But of course, reasoning must be positive and constructive. Reasoning can be nearer to research rather than useless arguments trashed in the minds of inculcation of truth of any or everything is important than the egoistic conclusion of one's personal views. All arguments and debates on the topic under discussion is got to have the single concluding view that it should be the every human being's sacred religious duty to desist the mind from branching off and deviating from its core and make it a stick to the destined course of charity and philanthropy first. And let us mind it. When the mind is nurtured and purified like a mirror, knowledge is automatically revealed in it. Utmost care should therefore be taken to its eternal and appropriate fumigation. That's all for today, guys. Thanks for listening. Take care. Bye bye.